Hey there. Today's story isn't loud. It doesn't start with a scream or a siren. It starts with a whisper, with silence, and with a man who thought his job was about dignity, the last quiet gesture we give to the ones we've lost. His name was Eric, worked nights at a crematorium just outside Albuquerque. He was soft-spoken, steady. He'd tell you the dead deserve patience. That fire should never be rushed. But one night something changed. He opened the chamber to retrieve a woman's ashes and found not one, but two wedding rings, two jawbones, two hearts, burned together. He checked the paperwork. Only one body was scheduled. When he asked about it the next morning, his supervisor just shrugged. Sometimes things slip, but it didn't slip, it burned. And what Eric uncovered over the next few weeks reveals a system that doesn't just hide mistakes, it destroys evidence. Because when a body disappears in fire, there's no going back. Eric worked alone most nights. The hum of the furnace, the soft rattle of metal trays, the smell of chemical sterility. He took pride in his work, respectful, careful, never rushed. Each body arrived with a tag, each session logged. One body per chamber, one family waiting. But lately, the schedules got tight. 2 deliveries at once, rush orders, families requesting ashes the same day. And sometimes, the numbers didn't add up. The ashes weighed too much. Fragments didn't match the deceased's age or sex. One night he found a metal spinal rod in the tray. The deceased had no record of any surgery. He raised it quietly. The manager's eyes went cold. Maybe it was from the last cycle. You ever think of that? But Eric cleaned the chambers himself. He knew what came in. He knew what stayed. That's when he started looking closer. And what he found wrecked him. He began documenting, quietly snapped photos of trays, timestamp every burn, log every weight, tag, and item found. He started noticing patterns. Deliveries after 11 p.m., not in the official log. Bodies marked unclaimed, burned without signatures. Families who never showed, because there were no families. And always, the second body came in under a tarp, unlabeled, unspoken. He asked a driver once, "Hey, this isn't on the manifest. Who's this?" The man looked at him, paused, then whispered, "What you don't log doesn't exist." Eric thought maybe it was bureaucracy. Then he found a child's pacifier in the rubble, melted, no paperwork, no name. He went to his old mentor, a former cremation tech who'd retired 2 years prior. The man was blunt. They take in unclaimed bodies, homeless, sometimes undocumented, sometimes people who needed to disappear. Police looked the other way. Eric asked why. The man said, well, because the furnace is cleaner than the morgue, cheaper than an investigation, and it doesn't leave questions. Eric began to unravel. He remembered the family that asked to see their son's urn, but the weight felt wrong. He remembered the nurse who cried outside, saying she hadn't seen her patient leave in a body bag. And the worst one, a sealed tray that, when opened, contained no bones at all, just ash, pure ash, as if someone had added accelerant to cover what was left. He brought his documentation to corporate. They smiled. "Eric, you're tired. Night shifts do that." They offered paid leave, an NDA, a quiet thank you for your service check. He refused. 2 nights later, the break room fridge was smashed, his locker cut open, his journal missing. Then came the email, "You're being rotated out of field work, effective immediately." He didn't wait. He walked, no notice, no goodbye. A week later, a new cremation assistant, young kid, green, reached out. "Hey man, someone said the fire alarm went off during your last burn, but the cameras glitched." Eric said nothing, because he knew what that meant. Someone had burned something that shouldn't have existed, and now the system had reset. Today, Eric works at a hardware store. No more cremations, no more fires. But sometimes he still smells smoke when it's not there. Sometimes he sees a hearse and feels his stomach turn. And sometimes he wonders, whose ashes are sitting in someone's living room? Labeled, boxed, prayed over, but never truly known. Because when the system breaks, it doesn't scream. It hums quietly, burns everything clean, and writes off the rest. Some crimes don't leave blood, they leave ash, fragments, and silence. Eric didn't lie, he didn't steal, he just noticed. And in his world, noticing was the most dangerous thing he ever did. If this story shook something in you, it should, because systems built on silence only survive when no one looks too closely. Thank you so much for being here. Your time matters. I hope your day is peaceful, your health strong, and your instincts sharp. We share new true stories like this every single day, stories built from the whispers most people ignore. So if this story stayed with you, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments. Would you trust the fire to tell the truth? Take care of yourself. And remember, not every burial needs a shovel. Some just need no questions asked.